So let's finish making our syllabus and talking about it. So I'm going to open my text document that has my syllabus raw code in it, and I'm going to insert this into my syllabus a little bit at a time, and we're going to kind of guess what it does. Cool? So I'm going to take these, I'm going to cut them, I'm going to go in here, I'm going to paste them. Oh, what do these little gray things do? You see that? Why does that get gray?
Because it doesn't run.
Because it doesn't run. Why doesn't it run, probably? You guys see a thing that might make it not run? Yeah, there's a little percentage sign in there, right? If I take the percentage sign out, look, it turns colors, right? That probably means it's going to run now. I don't want that thing to run because I don't know what the heck it does. This is how you figure out what things do, right? Take them out, see what happens without it, put it back in, see what happens with it. So here I've got this stuff, right? So what's a v-skip 0.25 inch in? Probably inches, right? Yeah, maybe like a gap or something. That's a good guess. We could take one out and put it back in, but it is a gap. And then no indent. What's that going to do? Not indent. And then slash text BF and some stuff. What's that doing? Good. It's boldface text. And what is it boldfacing? Everything? Just the stuff in the brackets. That's our first function. You guys see that? That's a function. It takes an input, that instructor thing, right? And it's applying the boldface function to it before it outputs. So I'm expecting to see that in bold. And then there's this other stuff about me and my office hours and yada yada, right? Okay, so let's see what happens. We hit compile. We get no errors. Awesome. We open the thing. Hey, cool. Instructor in boldface. Right? Is it indented? No. If we removed a no indent, what would it do? Apparently it would probably indent it. Right? I didn't actually know that. You guys see that? Like, I don't know that that no indent command is actually doing something. Right? It might not be indented by default. It is actually doing something in here. We could take one out and see that. So, I am Joe Manlove. I'm this guy. I'm your instructor. You can call me Joe. That would be great. Cool? Don't write me emails that start with Dear Professor Manlove. That sounds weird. Okay? My office is in Sequoia. It's 103. You can usually find me over there or hanging out around the 3D printer lab in the math lab. And then my email address is manlovej@yosemite.edu. I have a phone number that I don't usually pick up. Email me if you want to get a hold of me. Because emails appear on my cell phone. And if I don't answer your email, it's probably because I'm ignoring you. It might be because I don't know the answer to your question right off the top of my head. It might also just be that I don't feel like answering you or that I'm out of cell service or something. Most of the time I will try to write you back pretty quick. Cool? My office hours are 10 to 11 on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 11 to 1 on Tuesdays. So after this class, I'll be kicking around for like 2 hours over in the math lab. Cool? Today I'll be at the taco thing. There's tacos or something. And this is just to contact me, come to my office. If I'm not in my office, shoot me an email. And I do try to respond to email. It is slower if I'm asleep. Okay, next block. In here. Any questions on that? No? Cool. Alright, next block. Let's see. There's stuff about prerequisites. I don't know. We'll just take, like, this stuff. Okay, so what do I expect this stuff that I added to do? I got a v-skip. That's going to be another vertical pop, right? I got a no indent and a boldface. It's going to say textbook, right? And then there's going to be some crap about textbooks that we'll talk about. And then there's another skip and another thing. and another thing. And then what's this last guy that I put in here? What's that going to do? Apparently put in some vertical space in apparently a different way. Right? That's one of the other things about computer coding. There are going to be a million ways to skin every particular cat. Right? So apparently there are now 2 different ways to put in a space. Apparently this space will be just a little bit smaller than the other one. Let's go see if that's true. Perfect. Right? Cool. Does that vertical space look a little bit smaller than that one? Just a little tiny bit, maybe. Okay, so your 2 textbooks are this Learning Processing, the 2nd edition, which you can get for like $50 on Amazon, or you can rent the Kindle edition for like $17, or it's possible that you could find a PDF somewhere, but that would be a violation of copyright law for me to tell you about that. Okay. There's this other textbook, which is Schaum's Outline of Principles of Computer Science thing. That's like computer coding for dummies. Cool. That's going to be a nice reference for like, I forgot what this means. Right? You might flip in that book, or you could just Google it. I'm down for just Google it. This thing's a little organized, which is nice, because Google's not, right? And that one you can get on Amazon for like $10. I think the bookstore is charging like $25, so I would probably go on Amazon for that one if I was you. Prerequisites for the class are absolutely none. It would be nice if you had at least a little bit of algebra, but it's not totally necessary. Okay? A mathematical mindset is super helpful, but that's only because I'm a mathematician. And also because math helps with computer science anyway. Cool. And apparently we didn't get anything about grades, right? Where should we go get that? Text file. Okay, so I'm going to go in the text file and I'm going to grab some stuff. That seems like it's the stuff about grades, right? So I'm going to grab that and this thing about videos. We're going to cut, and we're going to go in here, and we're going to paste, and then we're going to try to compile. And it looks like it worked. Oops, and I didn't want that. I wanted this. Okay, so your grades will be the usual 10-point split, right, through D, and that'll bear some adjusting, right? So like if everybody does poorly on a test or something, oftentimes I'll give you some little thing you can do to make a couple points, or I might just straight inflate or something. We'll work something out. Your grades are going to come from the following stuff. There's going to be 50 points worth of quizzes that'll just be daily, like, short one-question quizzes. There's going to be 50 points worth of labs. That'll be stuff you do in the lab time slot, right? So after class on Thursday, we're going to have a lab, and you're going to get some little project done during that time, and then you'll get some points for having done it. Cool? If you leave the lab and the project's not quite working, you'll be responsible for finishing it off and then getting it to me later. Does that make sense? But they should all be, like, doable during the lab time. Cool? Alright, assignments are going to be 50 points. Those are going to be things I tell you to do that you have to go outside of class and do, right? Like homework. And I'll probably check those basically for doneness by maybe using them in the lab or something. So if you don't get those done, it might make the labs harder. Does that make sense? Okay, there's going to be a first project and a second project. Those are going to be a make something happen using code. Okay? The first one's, I'm intending that you use processing for the first one. But if you know some other language or you want to learn some other language and be a total badass and do it someplace else, that would be fine. Okay? The second project is going to be in a different language than processing. I don't care which other language. If you want to be a total badass and stack those things, so like you want to do some bigger project for the whole semester and make one project 1 your first half and project 2 your second half, that's totally fine. Okay? If you want to stack those with another course on campus, I would encourage you to do that. So like if you have a big biology project or something, and you think you can make that happen with a little bit of computer coding, use it, like put the 2 projects together and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay? I'm going to require you to give just a little short presentation on those. They're really short. I want you to tell me what it does, like all of us. You're going to give 5 minutes tops on this is what it does, right? And this is how I did it, and look, it does the thing. Cool. Other languages that are options for those will be you can do stuff with Arduinos if you want. You can do stuff with 3D printing if you want. You can do stuff with Python if you want. You could use C. There's a bunch of other languages out there. Feel free to pick and choose amongst them. Cool, cool. If you really super want to do them in processing, I do have one project that could be both project 1 and 2 for somebody that could be done in processing. Okay. And then there's a test and a final. The test is only worth 50 points. So as you can see, most of what we're going to do in this class, like most of the points, are in the hands-on doing of stuff rather than the testing of stuff. Cool? All right, and videos of all the lectures are going to go on the Columbia College Math Department YouTube channel. Where did this blue thing come from? It's a link, right? Let's go check the code and see where that thing came from. I'm looking for a YouTube link, right? Like, it said something about Columbia College Math Department, right? You guys see that? So what's going on there? You guys see the code that's happening here? There's a /href, and then there's one bracket here that apparently goes to there. What's in the first bracket there? That's where you want the link to go, right? Like that's the target. What's in the second bracket?
What it says.
What it says. So if I want the link to go somewhere else, what do? Change the first thing, right? Change that URL. If I want the link to say something else, change the second thing. You guys cool with that? Where did I get those cool tables from? Did you guys see that cool tables that happened? These guys? Look at that table. Isn't that badass? Look how good that looks. Right? So if you go in here, whoa. It's after grades, right? And it includes words about A's, B's, and C's, right? So like this is part of it. What is that thing? Like, dude, what the hell is going on with this thing? You guys see this? Got a little crazy there, right? So where's the start of the table? Dude, awesome, right? Don't overthink this stuff. Find the beginning, right? So there's a begin tabular, and then there's, what is all this, Jess? Yeah, probably. I don't know. Let's see. What if we take one of those out? I got no errors, right? Oh. Weird. What happened? Yeah, I took the first vertical line out. You guys see that? So what if I wanted a double line in there? Let's see. So let me put a line back in here. Oh, these are L's for the record. I know it's hard to see on the projector, but those are L's. So if I wanted another pipe, sorry, this thing is an L, and this thing is a pipe. You guys know where the pipe key is? Look below backspace on your keyboard. Okay, so if I wanted two lines, like say, looking at my code here, say I wanted a second line right here. How would I do that? Yeah, put another pipe in it. And this is going to stop here.